So before we start this A1 review, I want to just make a disclaimer saying that I made this review before the recall was made on the A1 printers for the heat bed problem. I know that there's been a bunch of problems, but I do want to say that I've had this printer for about 2 weeks now, and I have had zero problems. So Bambu Lab does give you two options if you are going to recall your printer, if you do have the A1, or if you decide to buy it already. And the two options are you can fully return the printer to them. They'll give you a full refund and some credit. Or what you can do, you can keep your printer. They're going to send you a credit of $120 and a brand new heating bed that you can replace yourself. So that's the option that I went with, only because my printer has not given me any problems at all. The temperature has been pretty constant. The prints have been fine. But yeah, I do want to make that disclaimer. And at the end of the video, you will see my final thoughts on this A1 printer. So let's get into the video. Alright guys, welcome back to Nucleus Labs. So here we have the Bambu Lab A1, and in this video we are going to be setting it up, going through the entire setup process, getting it set up to the Bambu Lab Studio and to my Bambu Handy app, and we're going to do a test print on it. So let's get to the unboxing. And one thing I want to mention is don't know yet, but I might need to do some adjustments on this printer, because I did get the notification from Bambu Lab saying that the root at the cable that connects to the hotbed could be a big problem in terms of temperature fluctuation. So hopefully we can unbox this. Everything hopefully arrived okay. So yeah, let's get to the unboxing. So this is how it looks when you first open the box. Just like the P1S unboxing, they give us these orange tabs here that say, hey, you need to lift these plastic ends up over here. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna shove the box this way so that I can lift everything onto my bed, get everything situated. And then the final place for the printer is gonna be right here on this table, right in front of my desk. Let's get to it. So now we got everything out of the box, and this I opened up the plastic wrapping. This is what it looks like. It looks like we have the manual and the hot plate here. It looks like this cardboard part just comes, just pulls out, but I'm not sure yet. So I want to put the camera down and try to disassemble all of this into its components, and we can start putting it together. Okay, so this is how everything looks once you take out the first layer of cardboard. The first layer of cardboard looks like it has a lot. It looks like the spool holder. Maybe that's the spool holder. I'm honestly not sure. This is filament swatches. Honestly, not really sure, because we'll get into all of that. But the first step is to take out this part here and install the build plate. So let's get to that. All right, so I got the hot plate here on the table, and the first thing I want to do is check the cable here. So there's been problems about this cable being bent and causing issues on the hotbed, and it seems like each cable is okay, so I'm not too worried about it. Bambu Lab in their email with the warning sent out like an STL file to put brackets on these ends so that they don't bend in the future at all. So we'll print those as well. But yeah, it looks like I'm not going to have to send this back or do anything to it, so that's a good sign. Okay, so now the textured PEI plate is now installed. I took off the protective film before doing that. Now it's asking us to flip. Let me get the instructions, which are over here. Now it's asking us to flip the printer over and look at those 4 screws there. And it says, yeah, flip the housing 90 degrees, use Allen H2 to remove those highlighted screws. So yeah, let's get to that.
So just so there's no confusion, they already highlighted the screws for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the screws that we're going to be unscrewing right now. Alright, so now that the screws are removed, the next thing we're going to do is, according to the instructions, we are going to get the gantry or the printer frame and kind of snuggle in the printing bed with the printer frame. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now these two components are attached to each other. So next thing I'm going to do is remove all the cardboard and the zip ties and try to attach some of these components together. So yeah, first let's get rid of this and then we'll go step by step into the next process. Alright, so all the cardboard and the zip ties are down here, removed from the tool head and the gantry and everything like that. So now it's asking us to take this print bed, slide it all the way forward as far as it can go. And we are going to remove a plastic part back here, which is this part here. And we are going to locate all these screws and we are going to, I believe these are the screws that tie the actual print frame to the print base, the print head. So yeah, the instruction is lock base housing. So let's try to do that. Okay, so this is the plastic part that I pulled out of the printer. And as you can see, we can see all of those highlighted green screws, which are also highlighted, coordinated to the instructions. So it says, install the screws that they're giving us in the holes highlighted green. Push the heat bed to the other end afterwards. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So in this little kit that they're giving us, there's these screws. It says for base housing. These are the ones that we're going to be using. So we're going to screw in all of these screws and then we are going to slide this back and install these two screws up here. So let's do that. Let's install all of the screws on this base. Okay, so now all the screws are in place that needed to be in place. So there's these two screws here. And if we slide the plate up, all the screws that were highlighted green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10 are all good to go. So now we're gonna put that plastic cover back on, slide this, and I believe we need to turn it at a 90 degrees on its side to do something underneath it. All right, so now we have the printer at a 90-degree angle with the bottom of the bed hanging off the edge of the table. And we're gonna plug all these wires in. So the first thing it says is to plug the hub in, which is this big gray part. It goes in these two holes right here. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, I don't know why it's not sticking. Hold on, let me click it in. Okay, so the reason that I was having trouble putting it up is because behind here, there's like a USB-C adapter that goes in here, and I couldn't really get the connection properly. So finally, once I did it, I was able to slide this whole mechanism up to make sure everything is flush with the rest of the bed. So now we are going to plug in green to green, white to white, and then this yellow one to the yellow one. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so all of the wires are in the right place now. This yellow wire was ran from, where's it at? Down here, up here, into this little compartment. This flap opens. Put it up through there, make sure everything's connected. Everything should be good to go. So now we're gonna flip the printer back and see what the next steps are. So now we're gonna add this purge wiper to this side over here. And it looks like it just slides on, let me try to focus, slides on with this mechanism here. Let me make sure I do this properly. Let's get it. There we go. Sorry, there we go. Everything should be on. Hopefully that doesn't come off, because I don't think there's a screw for this. Let me double check. There is a screw for this. It says right there. Let me get that screw and screw it in. Okay, the filament purger is now on correctly. And I am not using the AMS in the system, so we're gonna try to figure out how to put the spool holder on and run one roll of filament. Excuse my language there, but yeah. So I'm not using the AMS because once again I don't need it, and it was just cheaper to not have it. So yeah, let me put all the accessories on. The actual setup is already done mechanical wise. We're gonna set up all the software in a bit. But yeah, let's put the spool holder on and everything. Other than that, it's just a bunch of screws. So you'll see what the finished product looks like right now. Okay, so the printer's all set up. I have red Hatchbox filament in it. And it looks like it's all powered up. So we're gonna start to do all the Bambu Lab studio stuff. So let's do start. Select the language, which English for me. I am in North America, so North America, connecting to my Wi-Fi. So let me connect to my Wi-Fi and then I'll pick the camera back up. Okay, so this thing is still calibrating, but one thing I do want to show you is something pretty cool that I honestly have never had. So these are Bambu Lab filament swatches. And what they are, they're just little squares of filament that Bambu Lab offers. So let's see if I can take this one out without exploding the whole thing. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can. Cool. Okay. So each of these little squares has like a little code. And you scan this QR code and type in that code and it can order the filament like in exactly that color that you want. I think that's so cool. I've never had one of these. And I'm gonna keep this because I'm always looking for more filament and I really, really enjoy this. So that's the cool little thing that Bambu Lab included in this A1 package. So yeah, I think there's about 15 minutes left of the calibration. So as soon as it's done, we'll hop in the studio and we'll do our first test print. Okay, so now we are here in the Bambu Lab studio. So now that we're in the studio, let's import our first test print. So I'm going to go to File, Import, and I'm going to look for the Benchy. Where is it at? Benchy boat test print. 3D Benchy. Okay. Should discard, I guess. So here's our Benchy, and I'm going to go to others and get rid of this box here because that means there's a smooth time lapse on, and I don't want that. Where the heck is it? Oh, here it is. Traditional. Yeah. So let me go back to strength. Sparse and full density, let me put that up to 40 just to see what's going on. And let me go to device. Okay, so this is my A1, so let me heat up the bed to 60. And this will automatically heat up once the print is going. So let's take this print, and I'm printing in red PLA, so I kind of want to see this model red PLA. So let's slice it. And everything looks like it should be good. Yeah, everything looks like it's going to be okay. So let's print the plate. Send it to the A1, incompatible with chosen printer. The selected printer is incompatible with the chosen printer presets. Oh, I understand why. Because this here needs to be changed to the A1, I believe. Create printer. You know, I'm not really sure. Let's see.
I wonder why this is so confusing. There should be a Bambu Lab one somewhere. Oh, create nozzle from select printer. Huh. Okay, let me get back to you guys. Let me try to figure this out instead of wasting time here. And yeah, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so I think I found out actually how to fix this. So we're gonna go to here and we're gonna do select remove printer from presets, and here they have the Bambu Lab printers. So now we have the A1. There is a 0.4 nozzle on it, I believe. Cool. And I'm gonna confirm. And making sure everything is loaded. I don't know if I have to wait or whatever's going on. Ah, here you go. Bambu Lab A1. Okay. So let me slice the plate again. Everything should be good. Okay, let me fix that inspire density to 40. Once again, sorry for the background noise. Okay, everything looks like it should be good to go. So yeah, let's see if we can print it now. So let's print the plate, Bambu Lab A1. Yeah, it's allowing us to do that. Let's do a time lapse. Flow dynamic calibration. Not sure what that is, but I'll do the bed leveling for now. We already did the calibration, so hopefully I don't have to do that again. So let's do bed leveling and time lapse, and let's send it to the printer to see what we can do. Should take almost an hour, which is kind of long for a benchy. So maybe the infill density doesn't need to be that big. And maybe I can scale it down a bit, because for some reason that benchy is kind of big. But let's see what this gives us. Almost an hour as well. Let me go back to the prepare tab. It's just a test print. I don't want it to be like I don't want an hour test print. Uniform scaling. We'll scale it, I guess, like that, somewhere around there. Slice the plate. Go to prepare. That cut down by a lot. Sorry, I'm literally just wasting time here, honestly. Cool. We'll go with that. We'll do 80% scale. And now, cool, it'll take 30 minutes, which I'm cool with. Infill should be chilling. Okay, let's print this plate. Bed leveling, time lapse, select it. Everything should be good to go. 6.93 grams. Let's send it to the A1. Please check the following. Enable traditional time lapse photography. May cause surface imperfections. It is recommended. Okay. Please, if you still want to proceed with printing. Yeah, let's just proceed and see what happens. Okay, so now this is loading onto the printer. So as soon as it's done, I will pick up the camera. Okay, so here's how one of the models came out. The small one came out okay. There's a little bit of blemishes, but other than that, I think it was good. I printed out other filaments as well. These were all done on the A1. I really like this purple color that came out. This is, I think, true. It doesn't really seem like true purple. It's more like a hot purple, but they advertise it as true purple. This is Hatchbox, and this is another red one. And yeah, when I scaled it up just a little bit, like you could see, obviously, like the print quality is just very good. This is by, I don't know who this is by actually. CT3D.xyz. I got this off of Thingiverse. But yeah, I mean, I really like the way all of these came out, and I'm really impressed by the whole thing. So yeah, now for my final thoughts on the actual printer itself.
Okay, so my final thoughts on this printer. I think it's a great printer, good bang for your buck. This printer cost me $3.99, and it's very, very quiet, which I like because sometimes my P1S is right next to my bed and it goes crazy all night, and sometimes it's hard for me to sleep. A1 is super quiet. I don't mind running that one all night. The print quality on everything that we printed today, phenomenal. I also printed it right here. I also printed this little sign with my logo and my name and stuff like that with the P1S, and honestly it came out really, really good. I'm very impressed with the print quality. I know Bambu Lab printers like the P1S, the X1 Carbon, the P1P, they're like, okay, they're trying to go towards the more of the Core XY printers and kind of get rid of the bed slingers, but this bed slinger is probably the best one that I've seen. You know, bed slingers, especially if you start off like most 3D printing hobbyists, you start off with like an Ender 3 or something like that. Those are pretty cheap. I think this is a great printer that brings quality and the software and everything that comes with Bambu Lab to a bed slinger, and I think it's a great printer. I would score this printer very, very high, and I'm very pleased with how it happened. Now going to the recall situation that's with the printer. Once again, the heat bed situation has never affected my printer at all. So I have kept my printer, ordered the new heat bed that Bambu Lab offered, just so I'll replace it if something does happen and get that credit that they're giving. But everything's been very, very, very good with this Bambu Lab printer. I'm super satisfied with how it runs, and I would recommend this printer for, you know, any beginning 3D print hobbyist or someone who prototypes, an engineer, whoever. It's a great beginner printer. I think it's awesome. The Bambu Lab Studio is awesome. Print quality is awesome. Noise level is awesome. All the tools that they give you in the box are awesome. I love this printer, top to bottom. And one thing that I would say, that if I were to give this printer one critique, I don't know if this is a bug. Let me know down in the comments if you guys experienced this. But when I started the printer, I literally ran it for only 2 prints, and it said something about I believe it was the X cable or the Y cable being loose and needed to be tensioned. So I was like, what? Like, that doesn't make sense. I've only ran this thing for 2 prints. Well, it turns out it's actually a bug in the software. I did not do anything. I have not done anything to the cable, and I updated the firmware and it kind of just went away. But the error was always on the app, always on the printer. But I looked that up and it was a software issue. So if you're having that same software issue and you haven't updated your firmware, please do that. But if you have any questions or any details that you want to know more about this printer that I may not have covered, because it's kind of just an unboxing, overview, and a first print type thing, please let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer that. But please like, share, subscribe. Anything that you do is really, really, really helpful to the channel. And yeah, happy printing. One more thing I want to mention is I got these 2 printers, at least Bambu Lab printers, and I might get another one depending. I also run like a little business with this stuff, so I might end up getting another one, but I'm not sure yet. But what I do want to let you all know is about the upcoming content that will be on this channel. So we're going to go to 3D prints. We're going to go through 3D printing cool models, getting some software and some electronics into the models that I built. Like, yes, this is a 3D printing channel, building cool stuff, but I'm also an engineer, and I love to incorporate electronics, software, Arduinos, Raspberry Pi into some of the projects that I do. So we will be going through all the STL files, electronics, software of all these projects that I'm going to do. The next video, I'm going to do a whole model series of rockets. So this is the next video. It's going to be the model of the Saturn V that was 3D printed. I will leave STL files down in that video, so you can print that for yourself. I got that off of Printables from, I can't remember the artist's name or the modeler's name, but I will mention that in the video. And I'm gonna be modeling out myself a whole replica of the launch umbilical tower for the Saturn V, and I'm gonna make like the swing arms come back and forth with servos. I'm gonna put lights everywhere to make it look super realistic as I possibly can. So if you like design, if you like cool models, if you like 3D printing, once again, subscribe to the channel if you like electronics, if you like some cool software projects, overall just DIY stuff that would be cool to have in your room. Yeah, please let me know if you have any suggestions of projects that you would want me to see do. I like to put out content that I want to see. So this is kind of the stuff that I would want to see on YouTube. So this is what I'm doing. So yeah, once again, like, share, subscribe, and I appreciate everything you guys do.